Warning, the voices heard in this video are made synthetically, using artificial intelligence. Nothing in this video reflects anything actually stated by the real-life individuals involved. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and serious political content will be avoided for that purpose. Enjoy!
Bunger boys and boy girls, Biden's about to blast off a beacon, bitches. Welcome back, viewers.
Good alliteration, but the Biden blast was so 2023.
OK didn't know there was an expiration date on memes, Donald. I thought it was catchy, Joe. Good work. We get to explore another new area of the map today, so this should be good content, boys, with just a small bit of backtracking.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't, Nerd Bama. Anyways, viewers, last episode, Joe bullshitted his way through the Leviathan fight, just like he does every other boss fight, being honest. And now he has to look for a beacon to get help, like he always needs. Thank God he is taking an elevator instead of the stairs, since we know how quickly he would get clapped up going up the mining steps.
Yeah, sure thing, Donald. You have almost 10 deaths in our Dragon Age series, while I have 3 hop off my nuts and watch me. Oh shit, what was that?
Who would have thought the ship being held together by flex tape would have a few broken elevators? Hopefully no one has claustrophobia, boys.
I don't have claustrophobia, but my fear of being butt-rammed by a knife-armed zombie in a broken elevator is pretty high. There's so many goddamn vents he could shoot out from, I don't even know where to look.
Why don't you try to look at where the zombies are coming from, Sleepy? And stop treating this game like it's a melee-only run and shoot them.
The force gun would have gone so hard here, Joe. It's the perfect close quarters environment to let loose.
All right, stop jerking it to the force gun, Barry. I don't have to use it for every single fight, especially since my goat-the-line gun works just as well in close quarters combat.
I'm not jerking it to the force gun, Joe. I'm just encouraging you to use your full loadout, since we just got set up last episode. And I'm interested to see how it plays out on later levels.
I'm really hoping something claps you up today, Joe. You have had it too good for too long. And if the Horned Communist Brigade couldn't do it, maybe the Scientology zombies have a chance.
Biden pimp slap trumps everything, even you Trump anyways, now that I killed the zombie clogging up the elevator. Or however the hell this works, what should I be on the lookout for, Barry? I remember some side content here, but it's been like 2 months, I can't remember it all.
First, good call, Joe. We can actually get progress on all 3 of the side quests in this game in the mining deck. We learned that Mercer sent Harris to the mining deck to get supplies for his experiments. And we know our girlfriend Nicole went to the mining deck to confront Dr. Kine. We also have a rig we can pick up, but first, after this cutscene here, go to the far left corner and loot the side room.
Looks like the survivors on the mining deck all respect the baseline gun traps. These are my kind of miners, boys.
Phrasing, please.
I imagine almost any kind of miner is your type, Sleepy.
Fuck off, that's not what I meant, boys.
Well, we are going to cut ahead here, since despite the line gun being Joe's favorite gun, apparently he needs some help learning the size of the traps. And we have a lot to get done here.
Joe, have you considered doing those shape puzzles they keep in the doctor's office? I genuinely think it might help your real-life puzzle solving and, more importantly, just your coordination.
Yeah, I will get right on that. Meanwhile, maybe you can recite some timeline key points for me. You seem to be really good at reciting what happened in 2020. Care to tell me about that one again? Like last episode, I could use a refresher.
Okay, both of you. We already have enough bickering between Hammond. And Daniels, we don't need it from you two as well anyways. Joe Brent's audio log is behind the box pile. So once you're done looting, go check that out to continue the quest.
Should I even ask who has been making pasta in this room? This shit is a mess even compared to other rooms on the zombie ship.
The audio log will reveal all, Joe. Just give it a moment. For those of you who may need a refresher, Harris is one of the only survivors of AG-7, who was originally one of Nicole's patients being treated for PTSD. However, once Mercer got word that he was having visions, he got the captain to transfer Harris to his care. Mercer immediately began experimenting on Harris, injecting necromorph tissue into his eye so he would understand the marker's signals better. Eventually, Harris became an immortal hunter, but we are learning the origin story of that right now.
Harris was also someone who I defeated with 0 difficulty last year, but I guess unlike this miner, I am just built different. Bro really let the mental patient manhandle him like that.
I know we are supposed to feel bad for Harris, but dude is starting to sound like one of those kids who makes being bullied in high school his whole personality. The dude seems like he was just looking for a reason to hurt people.
It's possible Harris was always a psychopath, and Mercer's experiments just simply made him stronger and more violent, which enabled him. Or it's very likely the marker is giving him homicidal tendencies, since we know the marker's whole goal is to make as much dead bodies as possible.
Oh shit! So how dangerous are those suit changers if you don't already have a suit?
Sounds pretty bad. I mean, those things sound like they have saw blades and welding torches in them. It's basically a saw trap if you don't have protection.
Damn, I'm glad we killed this guy. He took away a perfectly good store in our capitalist space adventure. At least the random dude he killed doesn't have to worry about becoming a space zombie. There's nothing left for the marker to take.
Hey dude, do you need a hand or a leg up, or maybe a cool, refreshing picture of an elf girl's thighs during these troubling times?
Dude died of cringe because you didn't offer him a hot human witch or pirate girl, instead Sleepy. Looks like these miners didn't really hold up as well as we thought, despite them getting access to the best goddamn weapons in the game.
I think they were doing fine military-wise. They had fortifications weapons and plenty of ammo. There's a text log we can read shortly highlighting they had traps and explosives set up in choke points and were even burning the dead bodies. But they didn't account for the vents. They also started losing their minds to the marker's influence. Temple eventually leaving to go to the medical deck was the last nail in the coffin. He was a stabilizing leadership force for the crew here as the acting head engineer.
Damn, imagine using all your zombie apocalypse knowledge to create the ultimate last stand location, only to lose it to the whispers telling you to switch car insurance and do a backflip off a smelter.
Sounds like a skill issue. My goal to discover the ultimate 2D waifu and becoming Paragon of America always keeps me focused. Also, Joe, you're being more paranoid than usual. I noticed there was only one Diddy morph. Why are you moving at a snail's pace instead of a normal Biden slug pace?
I feel like this area has a high risk for getting jumped for some reason. Plus, just like this text log implies, I haven't been sleeping as much. And my dreams have been getting louder and sharper since my turn to play this game came back up for some reason.
Yeah, real scary. No one cares, not after what you did, Joe. Just put the batteries into slot and move on.
As concerning as that is, focus up here, Joe. The violins are warning you about the danger, and we all know what this note means.
Oh shit, the dead sperm cells. I need to use the force gun before they land on my face, cover me, and take an eye out.
Again, phrasing, please.
Jesus Christ, Joe, this is just getting sad. Even the tiny necromorphs are getting a shot in, and they chunked out like half your health, too.
The biggest thing I can say about Joe is to never anticipate what is going to challenge him.
All right, boys, we only get 1 month between episodes. We should really spend it talking about lore, game mechanics, and witty banter, not just roasting me. I made it to the beacon objective, and there is even a text log. Let's see what it says.
Okay, that's just a whole lot of science yapping. They are literally giving percentages like 60% waste, 35% mineral, and 0% bitches. That was lame.
It's a mining progress report. Did you really expect to have drama about Tim banging Jeff's boyfriend or something? It's just something they added to explain how mining in this universe works, and to add some flavor to this world, since this is realistically how scientific journals sound.
Oh boy, I love realism in my zombie survival horror game that takes place hundreds of years in the future. Well, I guess we have to reach the admin rig now and get it from whoever the hell Dallas is. I don't think I remember this from the original game. Like, I know the remake loves to exposit more lore, but how much of the story changed this chapter?
Usually that's my job, but I guess I can roll with this. The whole introduction to the mining area is much more streamlined, and in my opinion, it's overall for the better. Instead of going up to the control deck 2 times, here we instead just find the key card, then grab the SOS beacon, then plant it on the asteroid, then only when we are ready to. Launch do we come up there. The fact there is less backtracking is far better for the gameplay experience for the average player, and of course speedrunning gets far easier too as a result.
Jesus, you know it's bad when even the lore nerd wants a more streamlined experience. This remake really toned down the horror aspect of this game to hear about Daniels and Isaac nerd out over broken beacons. Also, Joe, what in the fresh hell is that armor you are wearing? This dude wearing a Fallout tribal finger necklace and little knickknacks he bought from a stand on a beach.
Just going to ignore the hand antlers or the literal dead skull clipped to his belt, Donald?
That's Jeffrey, he's chill. Also, I just felt called to this outfit, boys, for some reason, plus I am pretty sure Isaac is losing it, so we might as well wear an armor that supports that fact.
Okay, I think I know what you mean by being called Joe, but we can cover that later in the episode. For now, just some fun facts about this suit. It shares an appearance with the intermediate engineer rig with scrap metal, and necromorph limbs welded onto the suit to make repairs.
All right, that's pretty hardcore roleplay-wise, like imagine killing a knife-arm zombie, but getting cut up in the process and then just ripping off his arm and
got me
patching
shit,
up.
Daddy.
Unpause, Joe.
I was trying to progress the story, assholes, and now I have to deal with these goddamn jump scares. When you reach hell, tell your friends the line gun sent you.
Joe, we literally learned this in episode 1. They play dead like the family dog. Honestly, since you're no longer the president, you should look into a job as a game reviewer, Sleepy. You would do great, because this is the same as a game reviewer dying to the tutorial fight multiple times. Anyways, looks like we have a log from store brand Isaac Clarke.
Oh, he went to go look for Mercer. 2 sounds like this could only go great for him. Imagine giving up your squad of engineer friends to go, and save the literal antagonist of the series. At least he takes the force gun with him. I have to give him respect on loadout choice.
How the hell did Temple not get warning signs about Mercer? He is like the second highest ranked unitologist on board behind the captain. Wouldn't everyone stay as far away from him as possible?
That would require common sense from the crew members of the CEC, and as a fellow company owner, we screened that out in the pre-screening interview. Otherwise, how could we agree to not give them overtime during the zombie apocalypse, or even hazard pay from the knife arm zombies?
Very insightful, Donald. Thank you. Also, focus up, Joe. A smoke-filled room definitely means this is a zombie hotspot.
My body is ready.
But as for your question, Joe, given the context of the text log, it sounds like he didn't even know Mercer was a unitologist. So it's possible he just does his work and doesn't pay much attention to ship politics. Even if he did know, I doubt that would be the defining factor in saving him. Or not this outbreak happened so quickly that unless you were someone like Nicole, who is knowledgeable about unitologist corruption, I doubt people would put two and two together, especially when their first priority is surviving.
Goddamn, we really have to get this force gun upgraded. The fact it doesn't one-shot the sperm cells. And it takes like 3 shots to kill a single knife arm zombie. That is not at all ammo efficient. 6 shots of this gun costs like $10,000 versus 6 shots of the plasma cutter costing barely $1,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 46th president who has the same understanding of prices and math as a kindergartner. Joe, the force gun ammo costs 2,400 credits for 3 rounds, which for the math nerds out there means the force gun ammo is 4 times more expensive than the plasma cutter. Just more proof that the military weapons in this game absolutely clear.
Donald, I really hope you hold on to your pulse rifle love for the next game when you tackle Dead Space 2. But Joe, the force gun does need upgrades, but you also need to use it right. It's better for crowd control rather than sheer damage early on, especially the second ability. But in the meantime, let's listen to Kind crash out.
We have a whole level of miners with force guns, line guns, and probably some Gundam drills in the back rooms. But this guy was still able to hold one of the miners hostage with a damn needle. Hell, how the hell do hostage situations even happen when we have time stop abilities just freeze both of them forehead?
Sounds like dude went towards the wrong location too. What a surprise, the dude with high anxiety that hears voices doesn't exactly have a foolproof plan here.
Kind isn't exactly a problem solver, he is more so high intelligence, low wisdom. Although remember the marker was uncovered in a mining operation on the planet. It isn't the craziest idea that a mine officer would have access to the marker, which would be filed as a mining asset.
Jesus, that dude came screaming out of nowhere. Also, oh boy, it's time for me to fly like a bird and only fly away, boys. Zero gravity also means plenty of floating shiny parts to loot. Thank God I can just fly around now, because waiting 2 to 3 business days to jump on mag boots would triple the length of this video.
Yeah, we already have complaints about the glitchy camera shakes. We don't need more of those. Why do I have a feeling that we are going to be in this room for a while, boys? I feel like we have been clearing through sections left and right. We are due for a roadblock soon.
Don't speak it into existence, Donald. Why would you manifest that we were having a good episode? And this is only the first puzzle out of like 3. We really need to have faith in Joe here. He had a rough start, but he is quick to adapt.
Wait a minute, why the hell is the door locked? Where the hell am I supposed to go now, boys?
I fucking knew it.
Joe, did you not listen to Daniels? We need to override the lockdown before we can get access to the deeper parts of the mines. You need to lift the lockdown by.
Nah. Joe has gotten way too cocky. Obama let him figure it out on his own.
Wait, hang on. What does this do? Oh, wait, I have to clear the Roxocade boom easy money.
No goddamn way.
Joe, did you just figure out the puzzle accidentally while you were looting?
What can I say when you have hardcore gamer instincts like me? Stuff like this just comes naturally, boys. Go ahead and hand me my engineering doctorate, because I already proved my degree plenty of times this series. Go ahead and metal me up, baby.
Joe, this is glorified space janitor work. Calm down, you're not designing a laser that cures cancer. You're throwing rocks into some Rick and Morty infinity energy beam.
You know you are right, Donald, but I can't lie. If throwing space rocks with biotics is the future of janitorial work, then that job seems fun as hell.
I imagine the janitors in this ship were probably the last to go insane. Sure, they don't get weapons like the engineers do, but they still get to screw around with biotics instead of dealing with dead bodies or the ship's filters catching on fire.
Every room we get is a mess or covered in blood. I'm pretty sure the janitors were the first to be killed because even the survivor outposts look messy. Besides a few candles that Mercer puts out because he wants to get us in the mood. Anyway, Sleepy, now that you lucked out on the rock puzzle, it's time to stop floating around and lock back in.
Oh, damn it, we have to turn off the gravity to open the door that's so lame.
Probably for the best, Joe, we are about to have a heavy amount of wave combat. And honestly, after your boss battle last episode, it's better if you stick to your own 2 feet to fight the Horde. Better for the viewer's experience, too.
Oh, fuck Q, the left 4 dead Horde theme. They are coming from every angle. I'm starting to notice a pattern here anytime I fix something, or make a tiny adjustment to the area. That's when the entire Horde comes out to try and kill me. Maybe the zombies aren't just violent assholes. But maybe they all have a very specific form of OCD and changing their environment overstimulates all of them or something.
Joe, stop advocating for the zombies' mental health and lock in here. You are in a terrible position, and you're not even using your overpowered resources. Lock in, Brandon. While I wouldn't mind seeing you get another death, I am worried you're gonna forget how to do the rock puzzle, and we will be here for a whole hour. Plus, it's just sad seeing you die to the goddamn suicide bomb zombies, instead of like a brute or a tentacle, something that at least gives a messy and satisfying death screen.
Joe's deaths are not supposed to be satisfying, Donald.
My body's not your towel.
Agree to disagree with that, Obama?
Oh, is that it for the zombies? Sorry I screamed my body is not your towel, boys. I got a little nervous.
All good, Joe. You have a bit of a breather, so go ahead. And enter that locked door and get access to our level 3 security clearance, finally, which is the highest we get until the master rig at the end of the game. We can get access to a few previously locked doors around the ship. Some of them we should grab as soon as possible. But we can cover that later since we should focus on main quest stuff at the moment. Just remember to keep on the lookout for level 3 doors now.
Speaking of backtracking, Joe, there was a locked door behind the gravity controls. You forgot to unlock and a level 3 locked door too when we first entered this floor. So go ahead and loot both of those while we listen to this based miner carry out one final screw you to the space zombies.
Fine, but only because this dude took the time to record his final words, so he deserves someone to listen to them, not to fuel your greed, Donald. All right, Dallas, what do you have for us here besides making us solve a puzzle to get your door codes and making a big mess that a space janitor will have to clean up?
I cannot let that happen.
I have to admit this is like the Saw version of what people in The Walking Dead have to do to try and avoid the infection. I respect someone who is this altruistic in an apocalypse. Bro did, in fact, not take the easy way out here.
Oh shit, I do not think this is in the user manual of the Ripper Boys.
Hey man, I love your altruism, but given Joe's gameplay, I'm pretty sure he could be taken out by an armless and legless necromorph with prep time at least.
What the hell is an armless and legless zombie going to do with prep time, Donald?
More than you!
Okay, you two work out the couple's issues later. Press F for Dallas. And hope Dawn and the kids can learn their dad is a thoughtful man.
Sounds like Dallas needs a medic bag. Now!
No one is getting that medic bag joke, Donald.
I got it and I thought it was funny. I respect his hustle. He is a sweet dude. But unfortunately, can't the marker turn any dead tissue into a zombie? Would he just become one of those sperm cell zombies?
He might, but his point was just he wanted to prevent himself from harming people by becoming a dangerous necromorph, which is better than almost anyone else did on this ship. I respect it.
Dude couldn't be a hardcore survivor, but he's still a good guy and deserves a medal or something.
Barry, I don't feel so good.
Wait, why did the lights shut off in the White House too? I gave Elon the light bill money.
Oh shit, not this again.
Summa. AKKXIA. Praat helpt meneer ze Brenan met markeren architectu cirkve. Je helpt meneer Putin svetlist. Gross konvergentie, sweet post.
Jesus, why is he twitching like that? I think he is having a seizure.
Well, can he have a seizure somewhere else and not on my brand new keyboard, you sleepy fuck? Now he's just spamming random buttons at random. Joe, stop jerking off the keyboard and wasting our ammo.
I'm more impressed he is somehow fighting the bloodied necromorph while having a seizure.
Altman, be praised, make us whole again.
Okay, Joe, enough of this. Did you ingest some kind of synthetic marker fragment before this series? What is going on?
No, I learned my lesson from the Grey Warden joining. No more synthetic game fluids for Joe. I legitimately just get a little nervous playing this game, nothing more.
Nervous or no, if you spam my keyboard like that again, you are buying me a new one, Sleepy.
And how do you explain the mix of Romanian and Serbian you goon out during these scenes?
What the hell is Romania or Serbian? I have no idea what you mean. Also, did that necromorph just walk through the fire on his own? What the hell is the big girl doing?
The marker really decided to implement skill-based matchmaking based on your gameplay this episode, Sleepy.
Did you just show that necromorph mercy just to kill it anyway? I don't know if that's based or just weird.
Hey, do you boys ever feel called when you see one of these?
Oh shit, Joe, put the shiny away. We are not going for the secret ending.
No, not the fragment this dino toy. He is so cute he looks like Dinky the Dino Boys.
Hammond really called an emergency meeting because he vented. We are trying to get our asses out of here. I don't have time for your sus management activities.
He is trying to show us that the cultists have the marker, Donald.
Ooh, you so shiny, I like that shade of red. And in nature? Basses.
Oh, God damn it, we just finished going through this 30 seconds ago.
Now that one was entirely Hammond's fault. He really showed us a marker for some psychological warfare so we would go slower in making any actual progress.
Well, obviously that scene was not in the original. Hammond never even gets lost on his solo crew deck adventure. He sticks with Isaac and Daniels for the most part. I believe they added that scene here to show Daniels is also being affected by the marker the same as Isaac, whereas in the original she seemed completely immune to the marker's effects, same as Hammond.
So why is she handling it far better than Isaac or Hammond Is it some kind of Supergirl power bullshit?
Welcome back, Joe, and no, I don't think it's that. If I'm being honest, she probably is just more aware of what the marker can do, so she's not falling for the trick as hard as us.
Well, viewers, I hope you weren't hoping to clear through this next section quickly, because we have to wade through the flesh floors now, which means a lot of mac and cheese noises and no movement.
Speaking of mac and cheese, we have a few Diddy morphs in this room, too. This is the worst place to be in boys.
All right then, thank you, Joe. Also, what the hell even happened there? You launched the explosive barrel, and it just bounced off one of the babies and didn't even explode. I mean, that shit just edged me of my explosion needs.
Jesus Christ, this room is a goddamn nightmare of sounds. We have the Diddy morphs quietly dry humping the corpses in the back, and we have the damn wall gooner setting up more turrets than a Plant vs. Zombies map. Just in case the marker needed more setup, Sleepy also left the second Diddy morph alone so he could set up a larger army. How much prep time does the daddy marker need, Joe?
Goddamn, he ran out of corpses, so he wants to infect me now. There's just too much going on in this room. I only have 2 ears and eyes, it's fine. Though I still have plenty of ammo and health, I can definitely take on all of these guys at once now, big or small.
I am not even going to say it this time, but Joe, after you finish ending the longest episode of Plants vs. Zombies I have ever seen, go ahead and head towards the storage room door. There's a second side quest we should tackle involving Nicole, and it's a storage room, so that means some really good loot.
I already know this shit smells absolutely disgusting. This is what the Flood and Halo wishes it could do. Why the hell is there so much of this here anyway? Like, why doesn't the whole ship look like this?
Pretty sure these parts are the areas more untouched by the janitors and survivors, so this shit just grows more like spider webs. Also, Joe, how the hell did you end up choosing the 2 doors that have absolutely nothing in them first?
I guess I am just really lucky or unlucky, depending on how you look at it. Doesn't matter now, though I found the right place. Looks like a nice little Scientology hole.
Ah, damn, Joe, you skipped one of the audio logs. You really need to wait and select each of these only one at a time. It's fine, though. I will go over the other audio log after this one, although thankfully I believe this log replays later in the story anyway. Also, if this wasn't obvious by who is in the log, this is where Kine went to hide out, after killing the captain to avoid security. Probably the reason he survived so long, too.
But how do I stop it?
Okay, but where is he now? Why wouldn't he just finish going crazy inside the little marker nest he made for himself? I swear these Scientology bastards have more drive than the unemployed maker-believers in Dragon Age.
Well, if you read one of the notes on the wall, it says he can help. But not she can help. The only guys we know that are currently alive and can do anything are Mercer Temple and Isaac. Mercer is obviously doing the opposite of helping, so our options are either Isaac or Temple. Given Nicole's faith in Isaac, I think it's fair to say Kine got word we arrived on the ship and started trying to put a plan together to get the marker back to the planet.
Bro got the dead wife motivation special. I guess can't really blame him, even if he is more of a danger to himself than others. Either that or he ran out of supplies. Looks like bro ran out of beer and only had medicine here besides that and like 400 credits.
Bro ventured into the pits of the zombie horde for a beer run that is incredibly based.
Here. These are safer with you.
Dr. Brennan. Nicole.
Also, is that a goddamn alphabet on the wall there?
Oh, right, that's another example of the marker alphabet we get in this game. There's a few of those mostly drawn by Kine himself. And if you had the drive to fully get into the lore of the notes, you could even make a pen and paper writing, or take a screenshot to translate some of the notes later.
Yeah, Barack, I guarantee no one is doing that when we have your nerdy ass as well as the wiki just put the fries in the bag.
Oh, goddamn it, not the violin. That means it's a war crime of more sperm cells. No, stop, get off of me. I'm saying no.
Joe, if you just look up the dictionary definition of skill issue, I am pretty sure you just find a picture of you playing Dead Space.
Look, the tiny sperm zombies are just my one weakness. Okay, it's like a super messed up video I would find in your homework folder, Donald. Anyways, I think I remember this next part. It's time to take the world's slowest and most fucked up train ride, boys. Choo-choo.
Well, while Joe is putting us to sleep with the world's slowest train ride, do you want to go over that audio log he skipped over Barack?
Good call, Donald. So the other audio log was Nicole's. She gave it to Kine for a little bit of hope, or to remind him of his own loved one. We're not really sure. But that audio log contained a video conversation between Isaac and Nicole documenting her first impression on the Ishimura. In the conversation, Nicole thanks Isaac for pushing her to join the Ishimura expedition. And without her, she would have never gotten here. But the conversation cuts out shortly after that, not for any nefarious reason, since this was before the marker came aboard. This conversation here also plays during the opening to Dead Space 2, so this audio log was included here likely as another reference to the second game.
Feels like half of the new dialogue and lore in this game is just expanding on Dead Space 2. It will be nice to get into that game after we finish this one, boys. Not just so we can witness my superior gameplay, but maybe we can even craft some new theories in the lore.
Goddamn, with all these explosions going off, I feel like Freebird should be playing on blast right now while I tear through these guys.
I feel like that tram ride was way easier than the one in Chapter 3. Hell, this one almost felt like an interactive cutscene rather than full-on gameplay. Wait, holy shit, I forgot!
Isaac.
Nicole!
We have the perfect drip to meet our space wife again, boys. We are looking manly, I guess.
Yeah, just ignore the Jeffrey head and goddamn hand antlers I'm wearing. It's just to blend in with the local wildlife.
So if you're wondering why this suit is appropriate to wear while meeting Nicole, it's because on the human head strapped to our belt in marker script are the words Nicole. This might be a really fucked up reference to the movie Castaway, but viewers, if you have played this game, you also might understand why this is here, and helps highlight the madness side of Isaac as he goes further and further into this ship. If you haven't played this game well, then I'm going to put a big spoiler flag coming up, because we are going to ruin a major plot reveal of this game.
I am like 90% sure we already spoiled it for the viewers who haven't played it, but maybe we never came and directly said it like you're about to now. Nerd Bama.
Oh goddamn it, we have to do a defense mission every gamer's worst nightmare.
Oh please, they made it easier for you. It's just normal knife-arm zombies, and they gave you 2 free time stop canisters. Is it even possible to fail this quest?
Well, it is. But you practically have to let it happen. Nicole is surprisingly tanky, and there's usually only 1 or 2 necromorphs that try to attack her. If she does get hit 5 or so times, she dies, and you get a game over screen just saying Nicole has died.
Kind of lame, but I take back my earlier panic. This was crazily easy. Hell, this entire side of the map has been more easy than normal. The goddamn zero gravity room was the only skill check in this map.
Well, that's not true. You have nearly died to the zombie sperm cells twice now. Joe and you let the Diddy morph set up 3 whole zombies to fight. I would say this is the first 2 fights you have had with no difficulty.
All right, fine. I've been having a rough time this episode, I admit it. But no deaths at least, and I have still been giving a pretty good guide to puzzles. And secret locations. In fact, after this next section, I will even show a secret room that we can loot.
Love to hear it, Joe, and looks like the necromorphs are being very courteous right now to you. They came one at a time and no special units. Looks like the marker is doing one of those buffering periods.
Good job lucking out on another fight, Joe, and surviving the same enemies you would normally face at level 1.
Yeah, sure, lick my nuts, Donald. It doesn't matter. I still cooked in this fight and impressed the space waifu, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Watch me pimp slap this necromorph girl. You like that shit.
Joe, I get you think this is flirting, but it honestly makes you look like Isaac is stimming out right now.
You'll put things back the way they were. And make us whole again.
Oh, we will make us whole again. Nothing like your girlfriend talking in cryptic prayers, as well as referring to herself in the plural sense. Definitely a great catch you got here, Isaac. Very stable.
We picked up the level 4 suit, too, so we can go back to the first mining room and buy the suit for 35,000 credits. If we sell most of our loot from the last 2 areas, we should have just enough to get it, and then we can slot our nodes in there to up our tank and stasis stats.
Guess that means we can change out of the armor from the crazy hand antler suit, I have to admit. As based as most of these premium suits are, this one is probably my least favorite, even if the attention to detail is nice. Almost makes me want to put a refund on our editor's credit card. I am already tired of this one.
Whatever, Donald, we did it for the memes and the narrative importance. But why is Daniels acting super sus right now, like even more sus than the marker Skype calls have been all game?
Normally I would say she is trying to divide us more, but in this case I think there's really something wrong about this situation.
Well, looks like the cat is about to be out of the bag, but Joe, after you loot this side of the room, go ahead. And loot the other side. There is a security log that we can only access on New Game Plus. It's a little bit game-breaking narratively, but it can get us discussing an interesting change from the original.
Sounds good. I just have to keep killing these weird baby pods that are being spawned out of the walls. No gooners needed. This remake really helped show how gross everything is now. At least everything here is one shot, so I can just turn my brain off, shoot the pods, and listen to the cool floating of space music.
Every day feels like a turn your brain off day for you, doesn't it, Sleepy? Anyways, this whole area here just isn't available in the base game. It's only a New Game Plus situation, right?
Yup, exactly, for a reason that should be very obvious. Everything we just saw was the marker being an absolute dick to us. Or in fact, that audio log we heard from Isaac and Nicole is probably what caused an emotion that the marker could exploit.
Isaac? It's Liz Cross. I heard gunfire. It has to be you. Or Jacob.
I thought I'd never see you again. I'm gonna get us home. There's an SOS beacon.
Jesus Christ, poor Cross, seeing us completely lose it after we more or less just saved her life. and avenged her people, we gave her hope just to fumble it because of some cognitive decline.
Must be how your voters felt for 4 years sleepy. So Cross helping us makes sense since she has Jacob's codes, but isn't Cross completely absent barring one scene in the final act where she gets killed by Mercer? Who the hell helps us in that case if Nicole wasn't there?
We have no clue. The most likely theory is the door opening scene was entirely an illusion, and it was just Isaac pretending the door was locked or Isaac unlocking the door on its own. But truthfully, the marker disguising Cross makes way more sense narratively, so this was a change for the better.
Wait, so why is Isaac somehow more farther gone than Cross is at this point? Like we have been on this ship and exposed to the marker maybe 12 hours maximum. Cross has been here almost 3 weeks with the marker's influence.
It's probably because you are playing him, Joe. I mean, you were born under the dementia star sign, damaging memory and willpower by 125%.
I was born 81 years ago, and every day the stars have dictated that you and these space zombies can lick my nuts, Donald.
All right, let's focus on surviving your second elevator ride, Joe, and leave the bickering on the golf field. Part of the reason Cross isn't affected yet is because the marker has a strange rule that it can only show you images of dead people. Pretty consistent thing for the markers is their effort to seduce people to do its bidding by exploiting the grief over those who have died. This likely isn't a hard rule, but rather is a convenience to exploit emotions since the marker only has a limited understanding of humans. I say all this to point out that unlike Isaac, Cross hasn't really lost anything yet, namely Temple. As long as he is alive, she has hope, and is immune to the corruption at the moment.
Damn, I guess the 8 people on her team that got turned into Weezers don't really matter to her that much. I guess at the end of the day, they were just co-workers to her after all.
That's the opposite of Temple, who was genuinely sad when the original chief engineer died. And he felt like he had to bring his team together since many of his co-workers were lunch buddies and former partners. I guess we can see who the extrovert is in the relationship. Also, is this shit over I'm tired of every single thing breaking as an excuse to kill me? I swear not even stairs have done me this dirty.
Well, looks like it's over, Joe. You're free to move on and buy the armor upgrade. We have just enough too.
God, my wallet is literally bleeding from the pain of buying this upgrade. Only 1,000 credits left. We will never financially recover from this.
Thankfully, we won't have to financially recover from this, the damage reduction. And the suit upgrades we are about to get will speak for themselves. Since it's been a while since we had a proper upgrade spree, why don't we dive into how you want to spend your nodes, Joe?
God, getting new spikes and shit on my armor never gets old. Sure thing, Barry, so I am going to put 4 upgrades to fully max out all the new slots I got in my armor. That way I'm tankier and have better stasis. After that, I am going to save my other 2 since I want to wait to be low on ammo with either my line gun or force gun, so that way I get an ammo boost when I upgrade to try to make some of my lost money back.
Honestly, mad respect, Sleepy. Good to see you trying to be more efficient with your spending for once. Also, don't we get a few good weapon upgrades soon, Obama?
Yeah, we get a secret upgrade we can grab near the end of the episode with some backtracking. I want to keep that a surprise for Joe. But we also can get the weighted blades upgrade for the plasma cutter around the start of Chapter 8, which greatly increases the usefulness of melee attacks, which means Joe's pimp slaps will finally hit harder.
My God, the melee Dead Space build that Joe has been plotting since Episode 1 will somehow become reality. Also, no surprise to anyone, the ship with several broken elevators has yet another issue that only Isaac can solve.
Yeah, it was already assumed that we couldn't just launch the beacon out of the tubes, which makes sense because, as we learned at the start of the game, half of the Ishimura is in the red, and it's just getting worse. Instead, after we grab the beacon, we go straight to the asteroid to untether it and launch it into space.
I know the original has already been glazed fully to completion this episode, but isn't this another case of less backtracking in the original game versus the remake?
Yeah, but then everyone couldn't listen to Daniel's complaint for a whole minute while our based engineer Isaac actually solves the problem like a true grind setter. Also, I am insulted twice now because not only does she think the machinery can kill Isaac, but Isaac thinks this is somehow going to be the one place where the space zombies ignored.
Well, we have one more puzzle to get through, Joe, so it's time to lock in here.
Oh boy, that means more zero-gravity flying.
These things will suicide bomb into active jet engines to try and kill Isaac, but won't attempt a 5-foot fall that might slightly hurt its dead ankles. I am done trying to understand how the marker works. They have rules beyond human understanding.
Yeah, the rules seem to be small elevator rides are off limits, but bathrooms are where we send in the death squad. Also, we made a cut here because Joe forgot to take the battery out to power the other elevator across the room.
Oh, hop off, Barry. I had no way of knowing that I needed to slot in a battery here. They could have at least gave me a heads up since we know Big Brother Daniels is always watching our every move.
Yeah, except for the fact I warned you to take the battery out as you walked past it, Joe. But whatever, while you tackle this next puzzle, do you have a comment question prepped for the episode, Joe?
Yeah, I got you, Barry. So viewers, we have had a lot of questions about weapons, but not enough love for the powers. So between the two powers in this game, which do you think is the strongest or maybe just your favorite one to use? As for me, I have to give it to stasis. It's a real life saver that can get you out of almost every situation. But the downside is there are only so many uses you get, which means you have to manage it properly at least until the end game, which makes you at least consider when it's the right time or when I should save it for later. The resource management really helps it feel more special in these longer levels. And the sheer amount of puzzle applications using stasis as almost an adhesive really improves its reliability in my eyes.
All right, not bad, Joe. As for me, I have to go with kinesis, or as we usually call it, biotics. While the science behind stasis is really interesting, as well as the potential medical, and engineering uses kinesis just has almost unlimited abilities in lore and in-game. The fact that almost any object can be used as an improvised weapon is fun, but being able to rip the limbs off of the necromorphs and pin them against the wall in a fatal blow is the most satisfying way to kill enemies. It also keeps you on the lookout for anything to use when you are running low on ammo. Using a spear, a large piece of debris, or even an explosive barrel are all ways to add variety to a normal zombie encounter. Plus the cutscenes in later games where Isaac rips out whole platforms out the necromorph's chest makes me feel like I'm a goddamn Jedi Master.
All right, so I have to choose between a Democrat's choice or a Democrat's choice? Man, tough call. I think I'm going with neither because I am a Sigma. You can't restrain me, boys.
Donald, you have to answer the question.
Chill out, Nerd Bama, I will. I am just going to expand my mind and think outside the box. My favorite power in the Dead Space series is Isaac's suit itself. Heavy-duty mag boots, perfect for stomping skulls and introducing the space horrors to the curb. Jetpacks to glide through zero-gravity environments, an oxygen tank to survive any harsh or toxic environment, and a thick hide to protect your asshole from the knife-armed zombies. You guys can't tell me you wouldn't want a copy of Isaac's suit for yourself. You would be a true goddamn space marine.
Okay, shit, that one was actually really good, Donald. I am impressed. Viewers, let us know what your choice is for your favorite powers in the Dead Space series in the comments down below. See if you can think outside the box like Donald. Or if you want to answer the question as to which power is more powerful, stasis or kinesis, it's a pretty debatable topic. A lot of people say that biotics and stasis are even more powerful than any gun in this game, so let us know what you think. Our editor will, as always, read everyone in his favorite will be featured next episode, but with all that being said, Donald, mind featuring our favorite comment from last episode.
Sure thing, Joe. Our featured comment comes from Junebug Online, who said their favorite boss is the Hunter, which we encountered in episode 5 and encounter a few times in all 3 games. I have to agree that these things are a persistent annoyance since they just laugh at death and always seem to come at you in the worst possible moments of the story. I could even consider them scary and memorable since just like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, you just can't kill these assholes. Thank you as always for your comment and can't wait to hear that your favorite power in the Dead Space series is.
All right, we also have a few super thanks from our 2 biggest supporters, Sith Morak, who appreciated the isolation pods, shout out which he called attention to in episode 2, as well as a massive lore yap which would probably take half the episode to read off, but we appreciate the lore all the same. And we can shout you out so our viewers can check out your comments too. They are a really fascinating read. We also have several donations from Mr. Box, who holds the record for most amount of donations sent. I'm pretty sure I don't know YouTube doesn't track that shit, but Joe Biden says it's you, so it's you. Thank you all for your support of our side series. It means the world to our editor and all of us here.
Well, the beacon is deployed. Now we just have to run back and launch it. Watch out for the hazards, though, Joe.
Looks like the miners have finally found out the true power of Flint and Steel boys.
Surprised we went this long without a Minecraft movie reference in the mining part of the ship, being honest.
Joe, did you watch the goddamn Minecraft movie without me? We were supposed to go see that together.
Yeah, I went and saw it with Maury and Dr. Phil. They just hit me up randomly, and I forgot you wanted to see it together.
Damn, Joe, and here I thought we were cool, by the way. Aren't you forgetting something?
No, what do you mean? Oh, fuck the battery.
Good work, Joe. Really making your fans proud here, I see. Great work. You are even learning that fire is hot. Really informative.
I swear to God, I am tired of trying to micromanage these goddamn batteries. Who in the hell is supposed to remember which elevator needs a battery to run? And which ones needs you to suck them off first? I literally swapped the battery like 30 minutes ago. How am I supposed to remember?
Joe, it's been less than 5 minutes. You are supposed to remember it's part of the game. Just like when you touch a battery, you have to expect that you might excite a local necromorph in your area.
I normally like mind break when it comes to Joe, but it's a little too early for that yet. Joe, I prefer your spirit gets crushed after a climatic finish. You still have a little more episode to go, so cheer up. So the mind break is more satisfying for me.
Sure, whatever. Now that the beacon is ready to launch, we should be done for the episode, right? Like I just have to run to the elevator, then you can take the wheelbarrow and tell me where the backtrack loot is.
Yeah, you're close, Joe. All you have to do is make it back to the elevator, and that should cover it for the gameplay portion of this episode. Also, if it wasn't obvious in the original Dead Space, this is the only time we would come up to this room, which makes what happens next far less obvious.
Oh, you're talking about the shiny canisters that we have seen every time coming here? Yeah, this next part should be good.
Oh Lord, what fresh hell is this? I thought I just had to get to the elevator. Why the hell did this room activate some mood lighting like we are in Chapter 2? Oh shit, Hunter, is it you? How have you been manned?
Joe, don't. How have you been manned? The hunter is trying to kill us.
Oh boy, we have a sundown in the lockdown. What is this, a crossover episode? Yes, Joe, that immortal zombie on bath salts is absolutely your son. Why don't you update him on your playthrough so far?
Donald, please don't encourage this.
Oh sure thing, Hunter, I solved a lot of puzzles today, so I am a bit tired, but I also grabbed this force gun since we last met. Do you want to see how it works? Kind of like a bomb, but louder and spicier. Take a look at this demonstration.
God, what a weak piece of shit. I know there's plenty of commenters about to come for me, but an upgraded pulse rifle would kill these things faster. That's not even arguable.
Definitely arguable. We just need to upgrade it, but against the hunter, Joe, it is definitely the wrong call. But no need to worry about it now. Just go ahead and hit the switch, Joe.
Oh, okay, which one hits the door release? Is it one of these glowing red ones?
Oh my God, not this again, Joe.
Nah. Don't you dare fucking help him. Let him figure it out.
Okay, it's not any of these consoles. Hunter, help Daddy find the door release. I am running out of stasis charge.
Oh my God, this is about to be my 13th reason.
Oh, wait, shit, here it is. It's just a normal lever. Okay, bye, Hunter. Be good. Don't bully your new necromorph friends.
He can't keep getting away with this.
Okay, thank God, Joe. Now you can finally leave the room. End the goddamn mission. Remember, just head out the big elevator, same way you came in. Let's not do anything fancy here.
Yeah, no worries, boys. I know we still have a ship and a waifu to save. I was just really excited to see Hunter again. I mean, how cool is it that they put my son into dead space? That's such an amazing tribute. Donald, you can shit on me and Hunter all you want, but last I checked, there's no necromorph monster named Trump Jr.
Oh my God, Joe, lick my ass. I do not need my son as a zombie enemy in a fictional sci-fi game, and I definitely don't need your permission to rip into you. It is my official duty as president of this great country. Anyways, looks like Hunter forgot to ask you for more money before he left. Want to go get on that?
Oh, hey, Hunter, did you come in for one final hug? That's so nice of you. Just let me take care of your friends here, and I will get right on that. They have some loot I need to procure.
I am pretty sure this was supposed to be the final battle of the episode, like a sort of dramatic run to the elevator.
Well, this is what happens when Joe pardoned 8,000 people, probably in the attempt to recreate the over 9,000 meme before forgetting he can't do math.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. But something political disclaimer, Donald. Anyways, bye, Hunter, let's hit up Dave. And Buster's, the next time you want to meet up, this mining deck sucks ass and everything breaks down.
You know, Obama, if they really wanted to put a butt-clenching finish to this chapter, they should have thrown Joe's crackhead son in the elevator with us, along with a few zombie babies, and we have to survive the slow-ass elevator ride back up before we can proceed.
Yeah, honestly, I like the idea, Donald. But I'm also thankful we don't have to come back here again because between the battery and door incident has caused permanent mental trauma that I will never get rid of. We looted everything in that area anyway, so no reason to ever come back to this floor aside from the master override door.
Well, be prepared for more puzzles soon, because of course the communications array on the ship with non-functioning elevators also doesn't work, and guess who has to fix it next episode?
I am really not too worried about that one. Not only does it take a month between these episodes to restore our humanity, but Chapter 8 and 9 are far shorter than Chapter 7. So we won't be stuck on one overall location for too long.
Oh boy, a filler arc. Do you think we can fit in a beach episode 2 into our 12-episode Dead Space series? I'm sure a lot of our viewers would love to see a brute in a Speedo.
Okay, to cleanse that cursed image out of our brains, Joe, it's time for some backtracking loot. So before you leave the mining deck, go ahead and head into the opposite end, which is the engineering deck, and backtrack to where we picked up the flamethrower in episode 3.
Oh, okay, so was that in the elevator to our left? No, wait, I'm pretty sure it was the stairwell on the right.
Jesus Christ, Joe, it's the big round circle door on the left. It was the last location we came to when we did our episode here. The episode is wrapping up. My patience is deader than space. Editor, just make sure you skip past the room that breaks the goddamn sound barrier. We don't want the headphone users to bill us for ear surgery.
All right, now that our hearing and not the viewers have been shattered, I made it to the flamethrower room with all the zombie goop. Where am I going now, Barry?
And just hang a right through the flesh wall. And it's right there. This door has another officer's rig, which means we now have 5 out of the 7 rigs to unlock the master lock doors. We should be able to get the last 2 next episode, which means we can do some serious looting soon before we clear through the final 3 chapters.
Wait, hold on. I definitely just heard something spawn in this room. It sounded like a shrieking baby. Where the hell is it?
I don't think I heard anything, Joe. Are you feeling all right?
Oh, great. Now, Joe is hearing invisible zombies while this chick is hearing the engine beat like a heart or some shit. This isn't the goddamn Cerberus-based lady. A Reaper heart isn't powering the whole ship.
I'm positive I heard something here, boys. It was a vent burst, and then a screech. Viewers, for the love of God, tell me you heard it too.
Well, while Joe does his best rendition of a Skyrim guard, I guess enjoy hearing this clearly incompetent officer lose her shit.
And Henderson said something, and when I looked back, it was a machine again. But I can still hear that pumping in the distance.
Not going to lie, she is making some sense here. A nice, warm, and dark place is an excellent place to get a nap, and wish I did that during my presidential days.
No, Joe, she is talking about crawling into the primary engine of the ship to sleep. That is the exact opposite of safe. It's the marker convincing her to kill herself, to make more minions. But anyways, the next area to hit up is to head to the medical bridge again and run towards where we first met Mercer. There's another level 3 door in that area that has a upgrade you will definitely like, Joe.
How much backtracking did this game expect you to do? Like, some of it made sense, like including level 2, locked doors in the medical bridge, since we come back here for chapter 5, but then there's shit like this that only becomes available 2 chapters later. Like, is there any other reason to come back to medical at this point?
Not that I can think of, although there might be one door we are missing. Viewers, feel free to correct us if we are wrong. I think the main intention was to just reward players with a really good memory. Anyway, Joe, here's your reward. Enjoy.
Oh shit, more buffs for my beloved line gun. Thanks, Barry. I think this is a sign that I should max out the line gun to reach its full potential. Then I can put a little love into the force gun as thanks for getting me this upgrade. Also, normally I would be pretty against backtracking, boys. But the remake does make them more interesting by offering random encounters like that one necromorph who popped out of the vent when we grabbed the rig. Hell, sometimes you can trigger a whole quarantine wave attack in certain areas. It adds a little bit of variety and keeps me on my toes when walking around these mostly empty areas.
Well, not a bad take. The random encounters are appreciated to keep the horror game less predictable, it's true. But that calls it for backtracking. Let's head back to the bridge to end the episode.
Wow, Joe, I'm sure Barack really appreciates that one node you put into capacity. Very thoughtful.
Yeah, but on the bright side, the line gun is practically fully maxed out. Also, what fresh hell is this?
I guess the theme of this episode is broken rides and claustrophobia.
We really should just stop using any form of automated transportation. Everything in this ship breaks faster than Joe's sanity.
All right, come out, you bastard. I have a upgraded force gun capacity. And this tram car is like 5 feet long. This is an easy one shot.
Oh, looks like he is just having a little fun in the vents. It must be his first time or something. Bro is trying his best. I'm pretty sure, despite us talking about random encounters, this one was actually fixed.
Did this chick really mistake us for Hammond? Ignoring the fact we don't look alike at all, we are also far more useful. Get a damn hold of yourself, girl.
Oh boy, rescue from a military vessel. Surely nothing could go wrong. The military always has a perfect grasp on apocalypse situations.
You're not just going to blow past why the military ship is randomly nearby either, Daniels. That sounds important.
Well, both our answers will have to be for next time, since it's time for us to wrap up the episode. So viewers, next time we are going back to Dragon Age 2, where I will clear out a few important side missions.
Sounds good, Barry. Viewers, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment question on which Power in the Dead Space series is your favorite, as well as a like to thumb my ass in space, and a subscription to keep up to date on the latest episode. If you want video previews or a chill gaming community, feel free to join Fox Discord link in the description. We have a few really long episodes planned very soon, so get hyped, but for now, stay safe, Biden out.